even though, you know, he's supposed to be the carry, but he's going to be playing Beastmaster, because panel did mention it that Toby doesn't really play Beastmaster. And I also want to give a shout out to our panel, because they're pretty good at guessing these picks, right?
Well, they should be professional players. It's great to hear the insights of the Team Tundra boys. I'm talking about all these picks, counter picks, and the call out from Snaking there, the Razor. You know, what did he tell you? The Razor, pretty good at scaling into these EG heroes. He gives Entity a great shot here in Game 3 of this best of 3. And Saberlight giving a shout out as well to Moon Meander, the one TSM player that's not at the LAN playing.
He's the only one who didn't make it in the end. They did manage to poach 3 players from TSM. Play for Fnatic, and Saberlight also found his spot in Entity, even though he is not a carry player. Stormer on a mid lane looking for a ward. EG, they want to make something happen with this Clockwork, with Puck, Alchemist, potentially Fatal Bonds connecting on multiple heroes. If you see that, you better run away.
Yeah, they're all there. In behind that tier 1 mid on the Radiant side. Evil Geniuses with 2 wards kind of in the same place. One on the high ground in that mid lane, and one up on top of the pillar. Watching out that top rune. Stormer is still wandering around, but he can't find that ward because he can't aggro his own tower.
The battle begins.
Hawk will scout crit near the outpost, so it's going to be 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah, so Balls at level 1, we've seen this kind of switch up sometimes from Beastmasters going for Axes level 1, but in this kind of game, he's against, what, a Warlock and an Alk? Much more difficult for these heroes.
He was supposed to be against those 2 heroes on paper, so for now, it seems like EG is going to be potentially running an aggressive tri-lane for now. They want to secure Alchemist farm. Especially if you bring an extra hero. I like this a lot from EG, because Acid Spray is an AoE ability. It does connect with 3 heroes, Fatal Bond, the more the merrier.
And look at Nightfall. There is nobody down at bottom. It's going to come down to Fly's Warlock to TP there and get what experience he can. Because DP, she's, well, in between tier 1, tier 2 mid, figuring out where exactly she needs to be. Getting ahead of the curve in terms of lane swapping.
EG wants to dodge a Razor matchup for Alchemist. They want to have Alk against the Beastmaster, potentially kill these boars, deal with them with Acid Spray. So losing a lot of gold. Right now, Arteezy sitting at 2 CS, rotating bottom. It's going to be a long way until he connects with the bottom lane. Saving a TP for now.
That's the thing, right? The advantage you have if you're the second one to move, the reactor's advantage in terms of lane swaps, so not wanting to waste those TPs early on.
Fly did pull Creep Wave back to bottom lane, so Arteezy will still manage to get some XP and potentially one last hit from it.
One last hit, punch the creep. Didn't level anything up just yet, though. Might want to go for that Acid Spray early to contend with the boars. And Fly already level 2 on the Warlock. Having the best game of his life so far. It's only 2 minutes in. And Nightfall will come up towards the top against that Razor and Bane. Anyway, crit can cause some problems for them.
This is a very strong lane for EG once they hit the level 3. Like, even level 2, if Fishman's out of position and Clockwork connects with Cogs plus a Spirit Siphon. Unfortunately, Nightfall does not have a Spirit Siphon available right now. But this bottom lane, Fatal Bonds and Acid Spray, it's very annoying to deal with, because you naturally push in the wave, and this, like, Beastmaster doesn't have a way to deal with it, especially because he started with Boar level 1.
Yeah, true. And look at this from Arteezy, level 2.
Denies.
Gets the concoction, gets a couple of denies in there. Playing pretty aggro with this Alchemist, not leveling up his greed just yet. And then we see the stats overall through the tournament for Alk. A little bit better on the Radiant side, so maybe good signs there from EG. But not necessarily a winning hero this tournament. And this top lane, Bane, usually a hero that's very good at trading, but we see Crit plant his body in front, and Nightfall pretty speedy to get away from the link, while down at bottom, Arteezy, he's being battered by the Arctic Burn and the hits from the Beastmaster, but with the Shadower there, it's Fly who's the one in trouble. Pops his wand, had some charges, but dies to Saberlight.
A lot of slow. Boar plus Splinter Blast and also Arctic Burn. Very difficult for Warlock to survive in this lane, especially if he's caught on the side. They try to play a bit too aggressive, pushed in the wave at half HP, half mana. Crit, one more time, being very annoying with Battery Assault.
Super irritating to deal with. Nightfall. Spirit Siphon. Healing him up a touch. But that Warlock, usually position 5, a kill like that, you know, yes, it's first blood, but not massively meaningful. The fact that he got level 2 and a lot of experience early on means he's kind of handed over a lot more resources to Entity in that bot lane than maybe you'd expect. A Nightmare on crit up top, goes for the TP, knowing that now the Nightmare's gone, there are no stuns to cancel it. And Nightfall, some effective little item dropping there to pop his stick as he's grabbed his urn already.
Abed and Stormstormer high-fiving on a mid lane, even CS. Dead even in terms of CS. Tiny does have a couple more denies, but yeah. This is the matchup that can go potentially both ways. Before, I thought it was Tiny favored, but then I saw Puck's also taking over. And panel did mention that Puck needs to be taking over this matchup, being very active and making stuff done. Especially like after 10 minutes when Alchemist is very vulnerable, he wants to be able to farm his Radiance. Splinter Blast not gonna connect.
Close to killing Fly, not quite close enough. Once those bonds come out, you don't want to dive towers, so a nice deterrent from EG. Crit and Nightfall going to try and deal with this small stack, which was built up by Fishman. Not going to drag the wave. Oh, yeah, we are. Nightfall goes back in for it. Pull that dire creep wave across, but Toby is reacting and keeps it held in place for a few seconds longer. Aggressive move, though. Thinking about going on Nightfall, but with the wave onto the tower, no real reason to give chase. Arteezy having some troubles, though. 18-6 against the 15-13 from Saberlight. A huge amount of denies coming from not only Tiny, but the Beastmaster as well.
He's been on point, and this is why his Beastmaster is feared when he plays off lane, but you know, he's playing the off lane right now.
And Arteezy pretty much out of mana.
A lot of pressure on Arteezy. Does have a Soul Ring to work with. Fly trying to stabilize the lane with putting more points in Shadow Word. And here they go, playing aggressive. Concoction. A lot of slow. They see Concoction and run away.
Charges it up, chucks it out. And you're right, Entity just calmly resetting, dragging that wave back in towards their own tier 1. 6 minutes in, Rune is about to spawn, and it's an illusion that Abed barely bottles. Stormstormer silenced by the Waning Rift. On his way out, the Puck will get to the high ground safely. And they did have Bane rotate into top, so it's an attempt from both teams to really safeguard these early active runes for their mid laners. But look at bottom. Arteezy dead, left alone. And Entity find the kill on the Alk.
Entity started playing aggressively immediately because that Observer Ward on the mid lane did scout out rotation from Fly, who did try to help out Abed picking up that active rune. And Saberlight will be level 6 after this creep wave, or very close to it, so that means that Roar will be available. A little low on mana.
He's got raindrops, 1 charges to play around with. He might have it, as long as he doesn't spam out too many axes. And closing in on that helm as well. The big timing there. 700 gold away for Saberlight to finish it off. Fly, where are you heading? What are you up to? Courier dies. The high ground Observer Ward, it's going to stay alive. Sentry wards, they'll be traded out, but these boars, very irritating. And Fly is going to get chased back by the both of them.
These are level 3 boars. Usually, as you mentioned, we do see Beastmasters going for more points in access, but if it's a good game, and he's being scouted by Double Hawk.
Yeah, they've got all the vision in the world. Arteezy wants to kill the boar. Come on, give me that boar, give me the bonus gold. But he's actually dragging the wave all the way across with that summoned unit. And EG have given up on bot lane. Full-time jungling now. It looks like Arteezy's made the call to ditch. And this means it's freedom for Entity to push tier 1, while EG unable to really make the same kind of waves in the top lane. DP's bottom of the net worth of the cores. Crit has struggled to get in on top of this Bane, while, you know, Razor doing pretty well for himself. We're very soon going to have top 3 cores of that net worth board all be Entities. Good avalanche from Stormstormer, bottles the Arcane Rune. A coil comes in onto him as Nightfall's Exo, focusing the Tiny. EG bring numbers. Crit will die, but the big kill onto Stormstormer will be claimed up by the Death Prophet.
I like that Arteezy is going back to bottom lane, or at least he tried to go bottom and pick up an extra wave. Good sleep from Fishman will keep him alive.
Yeah, he wanted the courier though, didn't he?
Arteezy wants to get any farm that he can, because a lot of heroes did show near the Roshan, so he thought, you know what, Beastmaster can't really solo kill me. Fishman, in the end, he dies.
Hey, he drags them away from any kind of tower push or any core kill. So Exorcism kills the Tiny, kills the Bane. Decent maneuver there from Nightfall. But you look at these side lanes, and that time being expended by EG has allowed Entity to completely free farm for a solid minute or so. And Saberlight is about to break this tier 1 tower.
With no real commitment. He didn't use anything, didn't waste his mana, does have that Ring of Bassi, does have a Raindrop that you mentioned, and being very annoying. This Hawk will cause a lot of issues for EG, scouting things out, especially where Arteezy is farming, because Beastmaster now controls the bottom part of the map. It gets very difficult. They need Clockwork plus Puck to be able to kill him.
Completely. Yeah, you're right. The Hawk allowed Stormstormer to come in, steal some creeps from Arteezy. Grabs the Bounty Rune. That bottom portion of the map all belongs to Entity. Up at top, EG trying to make moves into the Dire jungle. There's some stacks here that have been built up, but Toby with that static link will aim towards crit.
Neutral creep gets him. Fishman try to go with the Brain Sap to secure the kill, and Abed comes in, steals a couple of those CSs.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, no real fear, it looks like. Just going to jaunt and orb away, while Saberlight, he's trading on to fly, has the Dark Troll summoned.
Boars have almost 100 damage with rally from skeletons.
This is going to be some good damage onto tier 1 mid. Okay, they've got Fatal Bonds, Acid Spray, and...
Gotta be careful with the Skelly Bros. You are playing against Alchemists.
Yes.
You do not want to give away extra gold.
That's a lot of bonus money. 1,300 saved up by Arteezy.
Arteezy really struggling to find any kind of farm right now.
It's a long way to go towards that Radiance. 4,000 net worth is what he's hit now. But with the Catapult arriving mid, Entity really making a concerted effort to push tier 1. They've forced the Glyph and 4 members of EG to come in and defend it.
They also did drag the creep wave, so Arteezy is getting some farm. And also crit, finding something on the bottom lane. 2 supports did have a bit of a rough time for EG. Will hit level 6. 10-11 minutes into the game, not too bad. Fishman was level 4 as well. Did buy a book, needs an extra creep wave for level 6.
They've caught crit. Avalanche tops back in to Saberlight. He's trapped inside the cogs with the Beastmaster. And a few more swipes here. The Boar, in fact, the last one to take down the Clockwork.
And Saberlight managing to get the last hit there with the Beastmaster.
Saberlight, yes. Production. Any more words for this man?
They fake fired me last game.
In we go.
Boyle on Stormstormer.
Find the Tiny. Exo used as well. A lot expended here to bring down the Tiny. And what's next for EG? Can they push mid with Exorcism? Can they find another kill? Feels like a lot used up.
Might be a bit too difficult. They do have Vibrant Tinies respawning in 20 seconds. We didn't mention the build on Nightfall, going for that Spirit Vessel. A lot of value in this game, reducing healing from Vibrant and also percentage base damage against the Tiny, who's very tanky.
Super strong. As we get ourselves Alchemist in a good position here. 5,000 net worth. He's been given room by EG with all of this noise being made on the other side of the map. And what did production just say into our ears?
They try to punish me. Yeah, I need to cast saying player's name backwards for 2 minutes.
Oh dear, well, Deba is chasing this Beastmaster. I'll start it off for you there, a little bit of a help, but he's been roared up. Saberlight holds the puck back, the grip comes in, cancelled by the Golem though. Fly looking to continue this battle with Fishman, who will nightmare back the Death Prophet, but Crit's got his number. Battery Assault and a couple of touches takes him down, and lots of ultimates expended for 1 kill on a position 5 support.
It doesn't matter for EG. They will invest anything they can to take the pressure off Arteezy, who's getting very close to his Sacred Relic. It's all about buying time.
Space and time, that's all Arteezy needs. Takes the triangle for himself. Even stacking for himself. Build up bank. And these large camps. EG, well, they've managed to stem the flow of bleeding for a little bit. 2,000 net worth lead for Entity. Still got to be worried about this Beastmaster, the Winter Wyvern, the Bane. Lots of abilities to catch and kill members of EG with that single target focus. Especially since we're closing in pretty quickly on Helm of the Overlord.
This is big timing for Entity, because these heroes, they don't deal well with that Helm creep. Maybe Dead Prophet with the ulti, but you don't want to use that, because it's going to be soaking a lot of damage. Crit, getting caught.
Yeah. Clockwork, Nightmare up. Tiny's also arriving. Will blink and a debut of that initiation out of the dagger. Takes down the Clockwork. I guess that they also have fatal bonds, right? So if they bond up that big Helm creep to some other squishier targets like the Bane or the Wyvern, maybe they can do enough damage through the summon to take the kills.
Still gonna have a hard time focusing it down. So whether he decides to go for the Dragon or Dino, these two definitely the best ones you can get to that point. A lot of damage. And another smoke from Entity.
Yeah, get some use out of this blink on Tiny, right? He's bought it, so use it. Find initiations, look for pickoffs. Get this tier 1 in the mid lane. As EG also smoking up. 3 heroes gather in their own triangle. They're heading up north. Toby's there alone. He's under his own vision. But it looks like he feels something coming. He doesn't finish the Centaur. And he's back to his tier 2. A great read from the Razor, understanding that EG are
and he's going to come back. You cursed him. Just kidding. A very nice read from Toby, going the full circle. Still feeling something is off. And Abed's not going to commit. Rest of the team not ready to connect.
Yeah, Abed. Going to jaunt back down to low ground.
Stormstormer, he's chasing. Does have that haste rune activated.
Chasing creeps, yeah.
He was trying to chase, okay? But then saw big stack, and he's like, yeah, taking that one.
Chasing money. Get the gold. He's got a clarity to keep himself topped up. Sage's Mask heading into that Echo Saber. Tanya looking to scale, but here comes the Zoo. As the panel was saying, 3-3 mentioning, you know, and 3-3 probably one of the kings of the Zoo meta, right? You know,
he's the Zoo himself.
He's the Zoo himself.
He's the Zookeeper.
He's talking about how well Entity do with their Chens, their Beastmasters, their Lycans themselves, and no different here. As they'll take down a tower, claim yet another portion of land on the map, as EG being hemmed into that top left corner.
Nightfall is alone top. Relatively, there is Abed behind him, so that was a lie. It's Toby who's potentially getting caught. They're not killing Toby. Oh, I just said that, but he walks in.
Hey,
they need a good curse.
Trying to turn back onto them, but that Spirit Vessel doing wonders. Nightfall grabbing a killing spree, but in comes Stormstormer until Crit cancels the initiation with a nice hookshot. Sick little turn with a golden drop. They'll fatal bonds up onto Entity. Spirit Vessel still taking on Stormstormer, but they've slipped away. The grasp of EG not tight enough.
What a beautiful angle there from Crit, finding the right target and also not allowing Stormstormer to get the toss back into the tower, because that would definitely be a kill. Underneath the tower, rest of the team would be able to get the damage done.
So they're one and done. Kill the Razor, delay his BKB. While in the meantime, Arteezy has got his Radiance. So things going to plan here for EG in terms of making space for their big old Alk.
Now there's not that much pressure. Like whenever you are trying to farm the Radiance, this is where the stress level is over 9,000, but right now they can breathe it in and breathe it out relatively easy. Also, I love the itemization on Nightfall, not just the Spirit Vessel, but also going for the Lotus Orb. If he precasts that on either himself, mostly going to be on Alchemist against Razor, Link, Beastmaster, Roar Curse, anything from Bane.
Yeah.
It's the best item you can buy in this game.
There are so many single target spells, you're absolutely right. Nice adaptation there from the Death Prophet. No Yules, no BKB rush, which we've seen from Zai and the likes on this offlane Death Prophet.
We see the camp stack. Fishman doing a lot of work on that Bane. 9 camp stack.
Huge work. And they're into Roshan. Saberlight here with his ancient granite golem. Tanking up and allowing Stormstormer to wail away at the big man in the pit. Evil geniuses, they're not smoked, they're trying to prep themselves, it looks like. It's too late to contest, so they'll just de-ward and find themselves a little bit of space elsewhere on the map. What does this first Aegis give Entity? Is this just a tower taking Aegis?
Who's going to be the one picking it up? Okay, they're going to give it to Stormstormer. Toby will have his BKB available, so this is their timing to strike. Like, they need to get some damage done to tier 2 towers, because as the longer they wait, the game gets more difficult. Like we all seen throughout this tournament, previous DPC tours, what Pucks can do once they get to their 5th, potentially 6th items, and you also do have Alchemist, so you always feel like you're on the clock.
Do you fear that Abed is too far behind? 7,000 net worth, bottom of the cores. He's given a lot of room to Arteezy to pick things up right. As the hook shot, hang on a second, crit. He's found the Wyvern, a key target. Gets up to the high ground, but burnt alive as Arteezy stuns himself in the back there. Focusing down Nightfall, though. The coil there as the roar from Saberlight catches Warlock. Doesn't have Golem or anything like that, so picked off in a 2-for-1. The buyback from Wyvern allowing Entity to continue fighting. And Arteezy, he's being burst down by the Stormstormer Tiny. Crit inside his own cogs, killed off. The Saberlight Hawk comes in and snipes him.
They didn't have Rock available to reinitiate. Still on cooldown for 15 seconds. I'd say a bit too greedy there from EG, fighting into this Aegis, and this is the big timing for Entity that we did mention, because Tiny does have 2 items. Echo Saber will start to scale, Beastmaster with the Helm of the Overlord, and also Razor with his BKB.
Yeah, Katomi's Wyvern, he buys back, didn't even get to use the curse though. Buys back TPs, and by the time he got back in, the fight was over. A lot of focus there on him. As Nightfall getting gripped up. Perfect execution from Entity, finding exactly the spellcasting they needed. Stopping EG in their tracks. And over on this dark side of the map, Arteezy, trapped in the trees. No way to escape. And you can see on the minimap, Kataomi, he bought back, he's walking back to the fight. Everyone's already dead.
He thought the team might need help, underestimating how strong the rest of the team is without him. It also says, I can understand that, saying that, you know, the team needs me, so you buy back, like they need your presence.
He's got that aura, the champion's aura. Another little Hawk dive bomb maybe opens things up for Toby to kill off Fly. Artesian crit. Toying with the Razor, but a good BKB. Gets away from the concoction. The Golem defensively dropped on top of them. Kataomi does still have that curse to play around with as crit blown up by Saberlight. They've killed the Golem. A 3-man coil comes. Roar cancelled out a little bit by the phase shift. They can't get the target in onto the puck, but Stormstormer's in the back. Blows up the DP. EG are crumbling. Crit has brought back to try and continue this fight, but there's no way back in. Entity so strong as this 5-man unit. Abed, he's hiding behind the tree line. They're going to find the puck here, potentially no. They shift away, look for Crit instead. Focus the Clockwork as the easier target, and the Granite Golem pummels him down.
Nicely done by Entity. A bit of a savior butt assist syndrome there from EG, because they could have let Warlock die and not take that fight. Instead, the Clockwork initiates, gets the pushback. Nicely done by him, but then Razor commits with the BKB, which means that the rest of the Entity squad will be able to back him up. They're like, oh, Razor's in. This is our real carry. You know, Saberlight's playing Beastmaster, so we better save that Razor.
A Stormstormer finds an easy pick on the Warlock. Well, Arteezy. Oh, this is dangerous. He doesn't have TP.
Oh, he found him.
They find him inside the tree line. Dive bomb there. Will catch him with a stun. Concoction launched out, but too little too late. EG just don't seem synchronized. They're all over the place, not playing together, dropping ultis when, you know, like you say, they should be backing up potentially. While Entity are so tight-knit, they are together, holding hands, and finding every fight they need.
Also defending their towers, so they can't easily connect with the rest of the team. Tier 1 tower on mid, still alive. Same goes for the bottom tower. So these buybacks are going to be even more worth it for them. Keeping them. Kataomi did use one in the previous fight. Oh, he found him again.
Abed. Can we get another touch in here from Stormstormer? Illusion's going to keep him at bay.
Needed a bit of extra damage, like one spell, one Splinter Blast or Brain Sap to be able to lock him down. So once he has that Shadow Blade, Puck is going to be in one-shot territory.
Yeah, even like a dive bomb from a Beastmaster Hawk could have made the difference. Speaking of Beastmaster, BKB done for Saberlight. Incredibly difficult to kill this man now as the dive bomb there. We'll see it in action onto Nightfall. Razor arrives. The roar from Saberlight, trying to secure this kill, even through the Shadow Word. They have enough damage.
Saberlight having a perfect game, 8-0 in 4, taking that early tier 1 tower, rotating to mid, securing that one, and then being all over the place, getting the pickoffs and I heard you saying dive bomb like 6 times in the last couple of minutes. So this shard, extremely powerful, does allow you to have like initiation into a follow-up stun and also providing a lot of vision. Like his control of the units have been amazing.
Yeah, it just feels like every time you look at an EG hero, they're being dive bombed by this Hawk. It's got to be so irritating. Yeah, you're trying to ward as Fly, dive bomb. You're trying to farm as Arteezy, dive bomb. You're a DP defending a tier 2 mid lane, dive bomb.
I think you need to add dive as your voice chat wheel line to your allies every single time you cast it.
Yeah, just dive. Okay, EG. Let's see what you can do. Oh, man. Alchemist is 2,000 net worth behind the Beastmaster at this point, and that is not a good sign. The smoke breaks, the hookshot misses. Toby even BKB'd preemptively. Looking for an opening now to maybe fight into EG's line, but realizing it's not worth going up high ground. You're ahead, you got a 10k lead. Don't play into EG's hands.
That's a bit premature BKB there from Toby, knowing that he has potentially 2 saves, 1 Nightmare, and also Curse. Even heal from Wyvern should be enough, but he bought it for the stats. Getting some extra tankiness, getting extra damage. Waiting for the next Roach potentially, which is going to spawn in a minute and 30 seconds.
And we'll see when the big man returns. Nightfall's courier taken out. Is that the last part of his... Yeah, that was the last part of his Lotus Orb. The energy booster gone. So he would have had it done.
That's big. 2 minutes without it. They also need BKB on Arteezy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's not too far away. 500 gold. He'll have that in a matter of seconds on the Alchemist.
Like, you need a BKB, but in this game, it's going to give you false sense of security, I would say. Playing into 4 BKB piercing abilities.
It's like the same as last game, right? They had Black Hole, they had Curse, they had Grip.
They found him. Stormer.
They go on the wall.
He's going to go for an easy one.
Arteezy going to TP back to his own tier 3. Crit. TPing. Can Stormer get there? No, not quite. He did ping it out. Unable to make the jump. Oh, look at Kataomi. Hawk and Observer Ward. Oh, they see Abed. He's got Blink Curse. He can just make the jump here. Straight onto Abed. Catches out the puck. Fishman has the grip as well. The hook shot in is decent. Abed gets away from danger. Toby going to turn onto Nightfall. Maybe thinking about diving high ground, but Crit has offered himself to the gods of Entity. The sacrifice from
These like sacrificial hook shots have been on point because they could not get the core kill. Right on time, stopping the Fiend's grip and also not allowing Beastmaster to close the gap. He needed like half a second to be able to get the roar, and then Puck is definitely dead.
And Roshan alive in 15 seconds. Arcane Rune has spawned up top.
One thing to notice is also Tiny controlling all the runes and also picking up the shard a bit earlier than usual. We don't usually see that often coming out from the mid lane, but you have Beastmaster as your off lane, like Razor safe lane. He wants to be able to scale, so wants to keep up with potentially Alchemist farm, and he's doing a very good job at it.
Yeah, you see the Arteezy Island in a sea of red on that net worth board. 14,800. Second placed Alchemist always feels really rough as well. You want to be up at the top. You need that inflation of your Alchemist to be playing into your opponent's hands.
Once said, when it's an Alchemist game, it's an Alchemist game. But I'm going to rephrase that. When it's a Beastmaster game, it really is a Beastmaster game because he's sitting at the 16,000 net worth on this Beast. It's pretty ridiculous.
Bonkers stuff, especially in the hands of Saberlight. Stormer, oh, he's hunting. Saberlight's down here as well. Can they find him? Vision is there. Sentry and Ob. Spot Stormer. They've got Ancients coming across as well. Concoction in. Fatal Bonds as well. As Crit. He's trying to get himself out of here. The focus in towards Abed, though. They just killed the puck. No escape for Abed, and the Plasma Field slows them down. Nightfall, and Crit. Jetpacking up to the high ground. And Toby's diving.
He does have another Plasma Field.
He can go in for the kill. He'll find the Warlock too. They've roared Nightfall. What can Arteezy even do? They'll lose the Death Prophet inside their own base.
And he's getting grip.
Is there as well. They've killed them all off. EG are dead. Entity are going to break the Radiant base. And EG was
That's
so
a full
close.
team wipe with the Beastmaster's aura. This is one set of barracks. There's no tier 2 tower on the mid lane, so that's potentially an extra set. And they didn't even use the Aegis on Tiny.
So close to TI. And in comes Entity. The upstarts. First major land for some of these players, and with a stand-in as well, showing what they're made of. Bot lane Arak's gone.
Forcing a buyback. Stormstormer is going to be ready to go in one more time. With the Shadow Walk, do they have vision from Hawk? They do not, but look at the 3 Observer Wards, scouting any kind of rotation when EG tries to make a move out of the base. I like that Toby did just say, whatever, I'm going to go in. I don't care. I'm not the one who's holding the Aegis, but my team will back me up.
What can kill him? He's got BKB, Sanjin Yasha, Plate Mail. There's no amount of magical or physical damage.
This is also a
through the
fight
razor
without using Curse. Look at him. It's like, I didn't even pop it.
Incredibly happy the way this game's going. And Stormstormer, he's just been on Abed's tail every time the puck shows up on the map. The Tiny is there, ready and waiting to strike. EG need to hold high ground. Buyback status not looking too hot for them. Alk and Puck without. DP just spent hers. Warlock has it, and Clock is about 100 gold away. So they have this defender's advantage in some regards, but they don't have the money or the cooldowns to really use it. So they'll watch their barracks crumble. The buildings in their base no longer exist. As Entity clear through a second lane of barracks, and they're pinging top tier 2. They've got 2 minutes of this Aegis still left to play with.
Stormstormer has been hunting with his Shadow Blade. It's very difficult for EG to get out of the base, and now with the 2 barracks down, like 2 sets of barracks down, they're gonna have even harder time. So what Entity can do is hold this high ground, always kill the mid wave, always kill the top wave until the top connects, kill the tier 2 tower, and potentially get a toss back.
Moonshard on a Tiny now. Abed, he used his phase shift. Dive bomb in, catch the puck. Silence comes, so no toss back. Crit being whacked around by the big bone sword of Tiny while they grip off easy. They found the Alchemist, the big kill for Entity, and they'll take him down. No buyback for him. 2 heroes gone on EG, and that's got to be the end of their run. Entity aim for buildings, look for the finish, and focus down this final lane of barracks. Nightfall cleared through, they get the golem from Fly, crit jetpacks in, but there's nothing he can do.
And this is it, EG calls it. They are eliminated from this Arlington Major. Entity showing some really good stuff, not just in this series, but also throughout the tournament, with a stand-in, playing Saberlight as their carry, but now putting him in his favorite position, putting him on the Beastmaster. I don't think he even died that game. What a performance.
Oh man, spectacular stuff across the board from draft to finish. Entity here in the last couple of games have been superb. You know, Metrum, their coach and their draft are showing what